Thank you, ma'am. Okay, that exceeds the time on either side of the
Chairman,
debate.
point of personal privilege.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Since I've
Wheaton.
been personally attacked, I would like an opportunity to respond.
Okay, how much time do you need, sir?
A minute.
Okay, I'll grant you a minute.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this crowd loves to jump to conclusions without knowing the facts. I've been accused of providing information to a Democrat against Matt Ferris. That is incorrect. The information that I did get, I got it from the Democrats. And I just published it in my weekly column. And I did not feed it to the Democrats, I got it from the Democrats. And that's basically what I wanted to say. So Rick, you accused me of giving that information to the Democrats, and you were wrong. I would accept your apology if you'd like to make it.
Okay, so the business before the body is a substitute motion to strike the two names. Mr. Secretary, would you read the two names again, please, so we know what they are?
Laverne Smith and Bill Wheaton.
Okay. We've exhausted debate on either side. So at this point, I'll call for the vote on Mr. Boyer's substitute motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Okay, the ayes have it. The motion passes. We'll now vote on the, well, I believe we've already voted, right? It wasn't a motion to amend, it was a substitute motion. So the 5th District delegates have been elected. I'd now like to ask the chairman of our nominations committee, Eric, to come back up here and give us our nominations committee report for the state convention.
Mr. Chairman, the Nominations Committee reports that the following persons have duly qualified and pre-filed as candidates for delegate to the 2012 Virginia Republican State Convention: Gene Smith, Tim Boyer, Imogene Morris, Bill Wheaton, Fred Smith, Laverne Smith. The committee moves the acceptance of this report.
I would like to make a substitute motion.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Wheaton.
I would like to strike my name from that list.
Okay.
Can I get a second on that?
Okay, is there a second to Mr. Wheaton's motion to remove his name from the state convention list? Is there a second?
Second.
What was your name, madam?
Laura Boyer.
Okay. Okay, our debate is now on the substitute motion. Any discussion on the substitute motion for Mr. Wheaton? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Was one no? Okay, so since it was a substitute motion, we now have a set of delegates to the state convention.
Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Feigel.
I wanted to make sure that Mr. Dennis Johnson was correctly adjusted on the list. I don't believe
Oh,
that
boy.
was taken care of.
I'm sorry, sir.
Because he is on this list, it just didn't get.
Yeah, I went by that. Okay. That was under the 5th District Delegates list, is that correct? So my mistake. I told the gentleman I would come back to it.
And the state convention, I think Dennis Smith from also.
Membership, unit membership.
5th District Delegate to the 5th District Convention?
Yes.
And what was his name, Mr. Secretary?
Dennis Johnson.
Mr. Dennis Johnson.
Mr. Dennis Johnson is our current standing treasurer, so he can handle the money. He would absolutely know that.
Is there any objection from this body to adding his name to the 5th District Convention list that was just adopted? Any objection? No, the chair sees no objection. Mr. Secretary, if you would undertake the minutes to reflect that there was no objection by the body adding Mr. Johnson's name to the list of the 5th District delegates.
Chairman, being that this is an election, we are sending this as a delegate there. I would like that we vote on that by voice rather than just taking no sound as an acceptance.
I have no problem with that. It's legitimate to do it the way I did it, but we can do that.
I think
All
in
those
the
in favor of
circumstances
adding?
of contention, we ought to do that.
Sure. Well, but no one objected, sir. That's the whole point of Roberts. All those in favor of adding this gentleman to the 5th District delegate list, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. I believe that we have completed all the business that this mass meeting needs to conduct. Are there any speakers that I may have missed? Any elected officials? Any other business that needs to come before this mass meeting?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
could I have 2 minutes?
Yes, you may.
I'm going to breeze right through this. There's something I've discovered in the South. I call it non-confrontational confrontation. And it's a very unique thing. I never experienced this where I was born and raised in California. My wife was born and raised here, and I never experienced it in our house until I moved here. But but apparently there is this idea that you can have confrontation and that people are supposed to just take the abuse. And I want to speak specifically in defense of my friends, the Boyers, because they get a lot of garbage heaped on top of them. And I would stand in trenches with these people. And I'm sick and tired of this one family being supposedly this cabal of evil conservatism that's trying to destroy everything amongst us. It's ridiculous. We talk about unity, then let's have some. I want every single one of you and anyone that left that wants to work to defeat a guy with the name spelt Obama! Exclamation.
You're here.
Kicking that guy's rear and throwing him out of the White House. That's what I want. I don't care about anything else. I do not want to fight in this committee anymore about the things that Fred talked about, what's conservative and what not. We know what is. We don't always agree. Steve and I don't always agree. That's fine. That's okay. We don't always have to agree. I wish I had a time machine, can go back to where the founding fathers were putting everything together, the Declaration of Independence and everything else, and try and see if they all agreed on everything. I mean, there was like 10 or so Quakers in there. None of them wanted to, even hit a guy over the head with a stick, let alone shoot the king. Okay? So I understand, and we don't always have to agree. I'm okay with that. But if we're going to continually have this Clampetts and the Jeds family feud thing going on, then stay home. Come back in 2 years. I mean, come on. I want to win. I want to win. Robert Hurt needs to get reelected, and then we got to settle this Senate thing, and we got to, we get a presidential nominee. He needs to win. We need to throw Obama out of the White House. Our country cannot afford a second more of that man. 2012 and 2013. 2012 and 2013. If you're not excited about 2012, get plugged in. Because let me tell you, 2013 is going to be a good year for Virginia conservatism. So let's just take a step back and let's get the job done. Please, I'm begging you. I cannot. This is your committee. I'm just the chairman. This is your committee, if you so choose to join it. And it's your committee to be a part of and to go on, make phone calls and go door to door. This is yours. It doesn't belong to me. And if you want me out, vote me out. Throw me out. I don't know. There's processes to get rid of me. And in 2 years, you'll have another chance. Come on, people. Obama has to go. He's got to go.
Is there any other business this mass meeting has to deal with? Yes, sir.
I don't know I know everybody wants to go home. I know there's some people here that's not been to committee meetings during all this controversy and all, that may not understand why some people were not allowed to rejoin the committee and why these things come up. Could Rick Boyer, I know I have two friends here that don't understand, could we have Rick explain to us about, I think it was a rules issue, that we were bound by rules?
I'd be happy to stay around after the meeting and talk.
Okay, but I mean, I think it was an issue of we were bound by the rules.
Yeah.
People need to be allowed to go home.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but with Rick, if we would agree to meet with some people, please.
Yeah.
I'll happily talk to anybody who'd like to talk with me about anything after the meeting.
If I could just take a moment of personal privilege. these kinds of things are very divisive. They happen, unfortunately, far more than they should. I can tell you from personal experience, Ricky knows this, I lost a state senate election against Ed Houck because we had about 17 Republicans who were delegates of the state convention come out for the Democrat in a full-page ad in our newspaper in Fredericksburg. I lost 53-47. Wasn't the only reason I lost, but it was a big part of it. We can have a lot of disagreements within our party as to what we should stand for, what our philosophy is, and we can adamantly disagree as to who our candidates ought to be. But the one thing our party plan is increasingly clear on, as it's been modified over the years, is you fight your battles within the nomination process in the party. You fight for your candidate, you fight to get your person nominated within the party. As Republicans, we got to stick together that way. Whoever wins, we got to back them. And if you can't back them, sit on your hands or go work another race, but don't go out and support the opponent. Don't go support the Democrat. Don't support the independent. You know, that's really the philosophy of our party plan. Do I hear? Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I have been involved in the party here roughly 20 years at various levels, all the way up to delegates, conventions, and state conventions. I have seen contention, and folks here, I want you to know, this meeting, while contentious, allowed the opportunity for people to speak. I have been the most upset by our party when the opposition has not been given the opportunity to speak, and those have been times when the person I was supporting won. It's very disconcerting to me to see that happen. Here, tonight, we saw the opportunity for your candidate, whether they won or lost, to have an opportunity to speak. And we had a voting process, and we made a decision. This is good. It is contentious, but it allows us to hear ideas. It allows us to carry out ideas and sell them in the marketplace. First, we've got to sell them to ourselves. Once we've sold them to ourselves, we are in a great position to go out and sell it in the community. That's what it's about. It's taking those ideas and selling it to people at large so they see the problems, and we get Republicans elected in there to make a difference.
Yes, sir. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? All those in favor of adjournment say aye. Meeting stands adjourned.
I know. How'd you go to bed? I know. That's
Hey, Wally.